Good morning, children, and welcome to my new class. So, let us start from where we had left. So, we were doing Everest reactions. Let us start reading from here. Now, here we were talking about Thambi, that little boy who was very informative and he was like a news channel for everyone. Now, let us read on. So, I hope you all remember that he had informed them about the Everest, that it had been climbed. Soon they had to accept it for a fact. For the rest of the day, they were bandying about expressions such as come and call, no two persons agreeing on the definition of these expressions of their origin. So now here we come to know that Thambi had given them a nice news, and they were not ready to accept the news because they thought that Thambi is just telling them something. But then later on, when he said that he had heard it on the radio and it was a true news, so they had to agree to him. Now, here two expressions have been used, come and call. So now let us see what these expressions mean here. Come, half open hollow on the side of a steep mountain, and call refers to the mountain peaks. Now, these were the two words which they had come across for the first time, and it was difficult for them to understand the meanings. Their reactions were interesting to watch. Somehow, there was a general sense of disappointment at the fact that the Everest had been conquered. Now, why were they disappointed on the fact that Everest had been conquered? It would have been so nice to have left the Everest as an unaccessible part of the earth, said one. It is not good to think that human beings have conquered everything under the sun. It does a lot of good to the human spirit to feel that there are still many things beyond our reach. Human beings should not become so proud. Now, some of the villagers, what they thought was that we should leave some of the things just untouched. The nature's things should be left untouched so as to have a feeling that still there are things which are beyond our reach. Beyond our reach means things which we have not been able to, what do you say, occupy or to reach. Said an enthusiast, a masterpiece of planning, it restores one's faith in human endeavor. Clear headed planning is the most difficult thing to achieve. I challenge anyone here to plan a journey to Tirupati and get through without having to alter its half a dozen times only way. Now, an enthusiast. What do you mean by an enthusiast? An enthusiast is a person who is full of admiration for something. Now, one person, what he says is that a masterpiece of planning. It means that if the Everest has been conquered, it would have required a lot of planning. It restores one's faith in human endeavor. Now, what do you mean by endeavor? Endeavor means an effort or a struggle. So he says that even if we plan a journey to Tirupati, say some religious place, and there also if we go, we have to alter our, planning half a dozen times. Sometimes we just go on altering our decisions. But climbing the Mount Everest would have needed a lot of planning. It depends, said another, on starting the whole thing at the right moment from an astrologer's point of view. The secret of success lies in getting hold of the horoscope of the persons concerned and fixing the time accordingly. If it is done accurately, it will solve 90% of the difficulties of any undertaking. Now, here we have an opinion from one other gentleman, and he now says that everything actually depends on the horoscope. Now, what is a horoscope? It is a chart showing the position of different planets at the time. You must have seen that there are horoscopes in the newspapers also. People go through the horoscopes and predict their future. So now he says that actually it also depends on the astrologer's point of view. And so, no marks for preparation, knowledge, study, and scientific application and so forth. So the man says, so do you completely depend on the astrologer's point of view? You will not depend on preparation, knowledge, study, and scientific application. Even a study becomes successful only when it is begun at the right moment. I am sure they must have avoided Rahu Kalam and other inauspicious moments while beginning their arrangements. Now, see, what we see is that here one person is very scientific kind of an approach, having a scientific kind of an approach. But this gentleman, he completely believes in the stars and the horoscope. So he says they must have definitely avoided the Rahu Kalam. Now, what is Rahu Kalam? A part of the day that is considered to be unlucky by the astrology. So people avoid doing their important tasks in that particular period of time. I am going to write to Colonel Hunt to send the horoscopes of the members of the expedition and also tell me the exact hour at which they started their preparations. Astrology is a great science, sir. So now he says that it all depends on astrology, and I would like to see their horoscopes. Now they have made a start, began another. I believe going to the Everest will become common. It may almost become a holiday resort. It is going to be difficult to come across a person who has not had a holiday on the Everest. Now, one other gentleman here says that now, since people have once climbed the Everest, now going to the Everest will become a common thing and it will become a tourist spot because everybody will start going there for a holiday. Okay, now look here. This is the picture where the discussions are going on, and let us read on. With so much ice, said another with a business temperament, suppose they find some means of quarrying all the ice and sending it down. It would revolutionize the cold storage industry completely. Now, another gentleman who is quite business minded says that going there would be a good idea. And if we find somebody who can quarry all the ice. Now, what do you mean by quarrying? Quarrying means digging out, right? Quarrying all that ice and sending it down, it would revolutionize here means completely change something, usually for the better. So it would revolutionize the cold storage industry completely. In the end, it may become necessary to find some other employment for the members now attached to the refrigeration and air conditioning industries. So now everybody has a different view. Some people are taking it as a scientific approach. Some people are totally relating it to the astrology and horoscope. And some people are seeing some business aspects in this. So, see what all discussions were going on. So, I hope this is clear, and we'll continue with the next part in my next class. So, have a nice day and keep learning.